Time for some action. Time for some action.
Yeah. Let's get ready to rumble. Welcome to Jaw Jacket with Bob and TC on IntellectualRadio.com. Firstly, I want to give out the phone number. The phone number is 708-223-8953. Again, that phone number is 708-223-8953. And you know what? I'm not going to even waste no time because I want him to talk through all the little small spots with me. I ain't going to waste no time. I'm going to introduce my co-host right away, right at the top of the hour. Let's give it up for my man, drum roll. Here go the drum roll. For my man from the south side of Chicago, the Wild Wild Hundreds, Martise TC Wash Senior.
What up, y'all? We here live. Been cracking this week. How everybody been doing, man? That was a hell of what an introduction, man.
Oh, you acting shy, man. You acting like you ain't getting used to. You ain't used to those type of props from nobody.
No, not like that loud.
No grown man.
Right. Not that loud.
I want to bring you in, so as I do the setup, I just just in case I was to miss something that's instinctively on your mind, you can throw it in at any time. I first would like to say welcome to everybody on this Sunday. This hour always, it belongs to us. From 5 to 6 o'clock hour on Intellectual Radio. And if you call in on Intellectual Radio, for whatever call suggestion you have, you're gonna talk to the man. So if you call and talk to the man, if you was thinking about a show or something like that, make sure you try to make that contact right away so you can have that whatever your idea come alive. But what I want to do is I want to go through the quick segments that we have on the show at the 5:30 hour. 5:30 we have at TC is always talking about something, and we already censoring that right off the top. This is the TC views are not anything. It had nothing to do with Intellectual Radio, and definitely don't have anything to do with me. We just friends. That's all it is.
Don't do me like that. Now, I'm not gonna go like that.
Well, we just friends, So that's at 5:30. So it's TC's always talking about something at 5:30. Also, we're running monthly. So what we're doing is we're going to run the 5 questions for the Common Ground Challenge monthly. So if you want to participate in the Common Ground Challenge, you always can find us on Facebook at Jaw Jacking with Bob and TC. You find us, like the page, and if you involve yourself in a Common Ground Challenge, post a picture and answer the 5 questions. We're always going to run 5 questions for a month, and after the month, we're going to change questions. We're going to change questions. Also, from you to us. TC, I'll let you describe you to us.
From you to us, just to say, well, we encourage our people on Facebook, follow us at Jaw Jack with Bob and TC, just to give us any kind of topics, anything on their mind they would like to be heard and expressed on the radio, and then you can all hit us up at 708-223-8953. We're on Intellectual Radio. We're trying to get people get their voice out here. So that's all the statement is about.
Yeah, it was from you to us. That's interesting. Right now, I guess I want to go into the fact you to us, from you to us. I was talking to one of our friends that we grew up with this week. Her name is Charmel Cannon.
Okay, what up, Charmel?
I was talking to Charmel this week, and Charmel said something that made that was thought provoking, and she really made me think about something. She said, okay, what is the point, or who are you talking to? That's what she asked me. She said, who are you talking to specifically? Who are your target? Who are you trying to reach? And I said, wow, that was a real thought-provoking type of question, and it took me some time to figure out, because it sound all smooth and simple, like, I know we talking to song, but the way she asked it specifically, it was a purpose-driven question, like, in my life, who am I talking to? Who am I trying to reach with this format of a radio that we're doing? Who are we trying to reach? Because all of us got our, intent. We all have our intent that we're trying to accomplish. And so I really thought about that, and I thought about that. I want to tie that, and I want y'all to follow me because I want to try to tie a few things into one conversation. I thought about that, and I thought about that with the D'Angelo Russell. I know you was talking
Yeah,
about that earlier about D'Angelo Russell. So
yeah, boy.
I'm gonna let you go into the D'Angelo Russell, and I'm gonna piggyback up on that conversation,
Oh, okay.
and I'm gonna try to tie it into the conversation.
Well, just in case you missed it, you know the situation going on with these two players from the Lakers, D'Angelo Russell and Nick Young. They're in a hotel room talking, and D'Angelo Russell secretly recorded what he was talking about. You know, certain things came out about him cheating on his girlfriend and everything, and he recorded it and it somehow got out on the internet. So it's crazy. How would you handle that, Bob? I just want to
You
know, how
know,
would you handle that situation?
if I was who, D'Angelo
If you
Russell, or if I was,
if you was Nick Young, first of all, if you was Nick Young, how would you handle that
I ain't gonna even
situation?
lie. If I was Nick Young, I mean, I would really be steamed. First of all, there's a man code violation. I mean, it's not even just a man code violation. I think it's a violation. Anybody who you loyal to and you talking in confidence to them about whatever you talking about, and then they repeat what you're saying. I mean, that's a whole nother different level. The only reason why I want to bring up Nick Young is because I wanted to tie that into his age and the group that he's in his age in this scenario that I'm gonna share with y'all. So that's the only reason why I wanted to bring it up in that
Okay,
regard.
go
I didn't
ahead.
want to spend too much time talking about the Nick
Right,
Young situation,
right.
but I wanted to tie it into a broader conversation when it came to the question Charmel asked, who are you talking to? Then I looked at Nick Young and I looked at him from the standpoint of his age range. And it made me look up a pattern of research and a pattern of research. And every generation on earth at the time of their existence, there are five different generations at that time that they always classify. They always, a generation runs anywhere between 18 and 20 years. So don't write it down a fact, like fact check me, like, oh, you're wrong. Okay, I could be wrong. I'm all right with that about the time frame of it. But let's just say at any time in each one of our existence, there are five, just say five different generations, just 20 years spans. It's a five different generations. And it's always an older generation. So in this scenario where we are right now, we exist right now. There are five generations that they like to categorize in a way that shows what they went through at the time. So the first generation is called the silent generation. That's the generation that was born between 1925 and 1945. And at that time of the day, they were dealing with the Great Depression. They was dealing with the Great Depression. That they was born around that time because I think the Great Depression was right in 1929 or 1920, somewhere in there. I forget the exact date. But the silent generation was dealing with stuff like the Great Depression, and then they actually end up they were young men when World War II started. So a lot of them in the Great Depression, young men and women at that time, they were in World War II. The next generation after that was from 1946, somewhere around 1964, 65, give or take a year or two. So, if you're a stickler for that type of information, feel free to call in. And if you have any call in comments or suggestions on this conversation, the number is 708-223-8953. But the baby is called the baby boom generation. So that's the second most senior generation in our existence right now. That generation was born from 1946 to 1964. And the reason why they called it the baby boom generation, it was because after World War II, they seen a spike in all of the births in the United States. And that generation was loaded with, they was into the civil rights movement. And they was also into the happiness movie. Like, yeah, we're happy hippies. It was hippies around that time. So that's the baby boom generation. The third generation is Generation X. Generation X is anyone who was born in the realm of 1980s to 2000s. So or a little earlier than that, maybe a little earlier than that. It was like actually 70, I think 70, 72, 73, somewhere in there to the 2000. That's Generation X. That's actually the generation that I fall into. Generation X. Most of me and my friends fall into Generation X movement when we were growing up and we was moving around, and we became more what they would call liberal, or more liberal minded, or liberal about our attitudes about how society should be. Like we thought that, hey, everybody should be equal, everybody should have a fair share. That's kind of just like theme of it, the Generation X. And the next one was the millennial generation. These are really from 18 to 33 years old. So that's from basically the 2000s to now. So D'Angelo Russell, he falls in this millennial generation. They're social media driven. Everything they Facebook, they selfie themselves all the time. You know, they got this prankster on the social media thing going.
Yeah.
You follow me?
I follow you 100%.
Now I just wanted to get a 5 generations, so you know it could actually set up the question. The question, the answer for the question that Charmel kind of like imparted into me about who are you talking to, right?
Okay.
So actually, me personally, I'm walking with Generation X because that's my generation. I'm locked in arms personally with Generation X. That's everybody who went to high school with me. You know, those are more common friends that I have on a day-to-day basis. But the baby boom generation is my parents, so I'm affiliated with their logic and their knowledge and their experiences through what they have. I'm more out of touch with the silent generation, which is the generation that's older than the baby boom generation. I think Earl is a part of the what generation you'd be the you wouldn't be the silent generation, which but it's still a level of wisdom that I connect with, even though like me and Earl may not be in the same generation, or we may be. I don't know how Earl is personally. You'll be. Let's see. Just say like. I know Earl is gonna be like. Right. I know. Like, what is your point, homeboy?
Right.
But the point I'm making is there's still a lot of wisdom to go from that baby boom generation that I really attach myself to.
Okay.
Baby boom generation. Okay. That's what I mean. There's a lot of wisdom that go into that generation that I really attach myself to. But the millennial generation, that's the generation that we sort of supposedly quote unquote affect. You know, and they wild. That's a wild generation. You know, of course, every generation get a little wilder, but they're really wild. So to tie it into the question that was asked, I guess I look at it like this. This is a format. We have a format. We have a warm market of family and friends that's doing a lot of good things. They're trying to pull themselves up by their bootstraps, trying to do things. And all of the family and friends that I have, they need support in some type of way. And they need a format, because you ever made that statement, who you know, like, you know, y'all, it all depends on who you know. Question is who do you know? Well, you know Bob and TC. So what can Bob and TC do to make sure whatever you're doing works for you? Because you're not doing it because you don't want it to work. But the point is, we got to make our cold market into our warm market in this life. That's like a direct answer that I can give Charmel. Like, who am I talking to? I'm actually talking to a combination of all of the generations because I got to affiliate with them. But who I'm walking with is Generation X. But in certain instances, I'm walking with other generations outside of myself, trying to get to an accomplished goal, trying to all get to an accomplished goal. So even the millennials, because I mentor kids that's down there, and it's another generation that's alive. I forgot that generation. They didn't really officially name it yet, but you know, research that I was doing, it was calling it oh man, I lost my notes. I lost my train of thought. But it was the age of give me 1 second.
Look it up.
Oh, age of individualism.
Okay.
That's what it was. Age of individualism. And age of individualism, you know, they predict them to be less connected to government, less connected to being religious. I mean, and that's a pattern that we really seeing develop. We really seeing that pattern develop. There's no moral consciousness. It's about getting yours. You get yours, how I get mine. Everybody get theirs. That's kind of like that age of individualism. That's the way it's aiming and pushing toward. Everybody, you just get yours, get yours. And I guess the question I would have is, it's not so much as who am I talking to? It's so much as, are we somebody that you could know that could benefit you from going where you're going? Are we somebody you can know? Our format is to really reach into your lives, and you reach into ours. You scratch my back, I'll scratch your back. You throw an event, we'll come support your event. There's no other way that I see in my common sense that we can make it. If you go to the Bulls game, you're investing in the Bulls franchise. If you buy a car, you're investing in them. If you work at Ford and you buy a car, 5 years, you're gonna buy another. You're gonna keep investing in wherever you get the best benefit from. We all need each other to network in what we're doing in order to be successful. So it's hard to just specify one group to say, this is who I'm talking to. This is who I'm talking to. This is who I'm talking to. We all need each other in that regard. So I don't know if you want to chime in.
Yeah, well, real quick. It might be real quick. If I was asked that question, so I'm going to answer it. I'm talking to everyone to listen. Because basically what we're doing is a good thing here on Intellectual Radio. You know, we got a chance to like show people that they can really get their little voices heard. We have friends, a lot of people have a lot of things in their mind, you know, and while that's on my mind, I want to send a real heartfelt rest in peace to my man Marlon and Joyce. They lost their daughter.
Absolutely.
And, you know, that's
Marlon Reed, right?
That's Marlon Reed.
Marlon
you know,
and Joyce Reed.
118th of Vincennes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Joyce went to Morgan Park with us. And we send our heartfelt condolences to their family, man. Stay strong. So that I think this show is a way for us to let people know that they can actually talk and get their voices heard. I like the opportunity we have with this. So that's what I'm talking to. Whoever want to listen, get something out, hit us on Bob and TC, our little page, Jaw Jacket with Bob and TC. You know, put your little thoughts on the page and we'll get it out here because a lot of people need a little therapy. So this is our little therapy session for y'all.
Right. It was a network marketing strategy that I learned a few years ago. It was about a dolphin, a urchin, a whale, and let me describe it. I'll remember the last one by the time I get there. The shark is a money motivated individual. A shark is always, you know, trying to figure out how we gonna make money. They always trying to, hey, well, how we gonna make money? How we gonna make money? You show a shark where you gonna make money, that's where he gonna stand on the dollar line because he understand how to make money. An urchin is an analytical person. You got to show them all the details on why to get involved in a certain thing. Like you tell him all the details, he get all giddy about the details, and now he ready to roll. Then you have a dolphin. A dolphin is a fun motivated person. You show them how they gonna have fun. A dolphin is gonna be ready. Just show me we're gonna have fun, man. I'm down. I'm down. Just show me gonna have fun. And then there's a whale. There's a people person, a person who's always trying to do for other people and, you know, other people. And my question is, which one are you? Which one are you? Are you motivated by money? Are you motivated by details? Are you motivated by people? Or are you motivated by fun? Which one are you? So if you can tell us which one you are, call in 708-223-8953, because I would like to know, how do I reach through the radio? How do I reach through the screen? How do I reach through and connect you to the right person for what you're doing? You know, sometimes I'm not a shark, but I need to hang around sharks. So I tend to hang around sharks because I'm not motivated by what they're motivated by. So it benefits me to hang around sharks because I'm motivated as a whale. As I get older, I'm getting more analytical, so to speak. I'm getting more urchin. You know, I need details on why I'm gauged up and motivated. Which one are you, TC?
I'm a shark and a whale because I need that paper. I'm just being real. So I do a lot of things. I'm motivated by making money because the end result, I gotta have it. But I'm also like a people. Like I like doing things for the people. You know, that's the type of person I am. So I'm like a mix between both of those.
Right. Well, I recognize me being a whale sometimes. It's like me being a whale, sometimes it don't benefit me all the way.
You don't.
Being a whale, because it's like you don't have enough money to be the type of whale you think you're supposed to be. So, you know, it don't sort of benefit you not to be. Sometimes you got to be more than one type of trait in order to, you know, to really be successful. You can't just be one dominant trait. Sometimes it may make it necessary for you to make an adjustment and be a shark. Sometimes you got to be, you know, now you got to be more giving and be a whale. So it's like I'm trying to learn that difference as we walk, but I know I'm more dominant to one way of being. I'm just more dominant to one way of being. I was what's funny, another part of the motivational conversation that we had, you know, another part of the motivational conversation that we had with Charmel that made me think about something that we was what I'm doing today. Me and my lady was going out today. We was looking for the last few days. We was looking for some vehicles. We was looking for these Chrysler Town and Country and Dodge Caravans, the ones with the store and go seats.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, we on Craigslist. We shot out a few, we shot out to a few people, and we went and looked about three vehicles, and we went out. And what I noticed is there's a lot of Middle Easterners that are doing, you know, this auction. You know, they getting these auction license or whatever, and they going out and they, you know, acting like, yeah, I own the car. You go to the car is just it's from somewhere else, some used car, and they trying to sell them to you. But it's like, man, look at this hustle. Like these Middle Easterners are really taking over this hustle. And I was all out in Bridgeview, and a lot of them was taking over this hustle in Bridgeview. And it made me think of this comment that came from Miles Monroe. Miles Monroe is an author that I like to read his books. He said, a nation that sells their land is selling their existence. He said, a nation that sells their land is selling their existence. And so when you look at America, how America is set up now, you know, our outreach toward other countries that's allowing other people who believe in different God systems to come in our society and own land. And once they get the majority of an area, then they're going to start implementing the policies of that area. So whoever implement the policies of that area is what that language of that law is going to be like in that area. And we may not look at that as a big issue is in America. We may not look at that as a big issue, but it's a terrible issue because we don't understand that once the policies are set up, somebody else is going to believe in a whole different God system than you. And that's going to change the dynamics of America. It's actually changing the going to Bridgeview. It felt like you're in the Middle Eastern. I had to meet a guy looking at a car. It felt like it was in a restaurant called Al Jazeera. Like, and you know, that was a restaurant. The name of the restaurant was Al Jazeera. You know, and I walked in a restaurant, It was kind of like all Middle Easterns in there, and me, and you know, my lady in the car. You know, and it was like, wow, this is deep. You know, it was just kind of deep to me to think of when we talking about who are we trying to outreach. I don't know why I feel so preachy today.
Man, do your thing, bud. Keep it going. Do your thing, man.
I ain't mean to be, but it's just when the question was asked to me, who are you talking to? It made me, for a minute, not think anything was funny. Our society is changing in front of us. It's changing drastically. And the question is, who are we talking to? What are we talking about? That's the real question. What do we want to see when we become that senior generation? What do we want to see? What do we want to see our kids' living conditions to be? This is real for us. It's not something that I'm just making up and trying to be preachy about. It's real for us. So I'm just trying to find out who's motivated by the same things that I'm motivated by. How do I connect? How to come support your business? How do I come support your event? What do I do? How do I come sit down? Because one day it ain't gonna be as funny. It's not gonna be as funny. It's not gonna be as, you know, oh man, y'all got a radio show. That's boring. It ain't gonna be as boring when we consistently and continually lose influence, lose power, losing where we stand as, you know, our individual thoughts. And we keep on looking around. We looking at, you know, now I'm talking to black people.
Uh-oh.
For a minute, I'm talking to black people. If we keep on allowing franchise businesses after franchise business to go to somebody else that don't believe in the same God system we believe in, we sit up here arguing with the white man, talking about what he should be doing, and we don't even support each other. We don't even support each other. I can name business after business after business out of black people that I know that don't have any support, and they have to die. The business have to die. It got to go away. And that's why I guess I got on the rant today, man. I just was feeling some kind of way about how this weekend went, and it felt like I'm doing a show by myself right now. So I hope
man, pass the mic.
There you go, man.
I mean,
Thank you. Get in.
Hey, y'all, those thoughts and views is only by Bob and not expressed by, we don't feel the same intellectual radio. Okay, that was Bob's little moment, but ain't nothing wrong with that, man. You got something in your mind, it's your space to let it out. So ain't nothing wrong with that. We're going to listen to you.
Yeah, that's all.
That's all. So ain't nothing wrong. I feel you. But as far as generations and stuff, it's just deeper than all that right now, what's going on. I mean, it's just, in my opinion, it's not as bad now as it was back when I was younger.
Right.
I don't believe that. They say these kids worse now, everything worse now. I don't agree with that. It's just that everything is reported now. Everything is accessible right now. Because back in the day, only thing you had was a defender to find out what's going on in the hood. You had to defend the newspaper. There's a lot of things that went on, but was no Facebook. It was no immediate access to it. So it could be worldwide and everybody could hear it. It wasn't like that when we was younger. So things look like they're bad because everything that happens being reported. Back when we was young, you couldn't even stand on the corner. Mm-hmm. Right. You get some joy and they killing you. They wearing $300 jeans right now. You couldn't wear that when we was young.
Yeah. Okay.
Go ahead, Bob. Trust that caller.
All right. Well, welcome to Jaw Jacking. What you jaw jacking about, and what's your name?
Yeah, my name is Tashima, and I'm calling to chime in on what y'all brothers talking about.
What's up, Shima?
How you doing, Tashima?
I'm doing fine. I'm calling from beautiful Arizona right now. And I'm from Chicago, so I have every right to put my opinion in.
Okay. Let us hear it.
Okay, what I want to say first off is I'm concerned about the future. I really am. I never felt this way.
Hey, turn your background music, wherever the background, TV, wherever it is, turn it down.
Okay, hold on. Get this remote.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, get off. Okay, so I'm just concerned with what's going on right now in the world. I'm really concerned as far as our children. That's my main concern because I am a parent. And I hope to be a grandparent one day. But it's just so much going on. I don't even know where to begin. I mean, I'm more concerned for our people. I'm not racist, but I'm more concerned. I'm pro-black. And I'm just not liking the direction that the younger generation is taking right now. And it's a real concern.
So what direction you think the young generation is taking?
It's like they don't have any hope.
Mm.
It's like they just don't have hope. No future hope. And it's sad. And they display that with the actions that they do on the street towards each other.
True.
But us as adults, parents, uncles, aunties, what can we do to keep them on track to let them know there is hope and you don't have to take the negative route all the time? You know what I'm saying? This is serious. This is your future. You know what I'm saying? I just don't know. I'm just at a loss for words. Every time I watch the news, it's sad. I can't even watch it every day. It's just ridiculous. I don't even know. But I am concerned. Very concerned.
Well, you brought up some nice points. We're going to discuss a few of them right quick. And thank you for your call.
You're welcome.
All right. Thanks a lot for your call, Shima.
No problem.
Okay.
Well, what she said was hope. That was a good point. That was a real good point. Made me look at things different. What she said, it does seem as if these, what's going on in these streets, these guys don't have no hope. But it's sad because in reality, they got a better chance right now than they ever had to be successful.
Yeah. What do you mean by that?
Because we can speak on any time as far as basketball. Say you're athletic. Right now, you're athletic in high school, your game's on TV, exposure is everywhere. So if you just do what you have to do, you have a path to go. Mm-hmm. Even when it comes to schooling now, it's like it's different. It's like you really can, if they apply themselves to do what they want to do, they really can achieve that. They can get there. There's a lot of ways now that's opened up that wasn't open when we was younger.
Right.
And and it is true because they act like they don't have any hope.
Mm-hmm. It was like it's like why would you walk past if you're struggling with money, right? And why would you walk past a book to say, hey, money You know what I'm saying? Or read me, teach you how to make money. Why would you walk past that book if you know you're struggling with money? You know, so it's to your point, it's to that degree of things, because I know I mentor fifth through 12th grade basically, and I have a hard time. You know, sometimes the hard times are really hard when you're talking to the kids and their attention span is just going somewhere else. You know, their attention span is somewhere else. And then you got to really go through a lot of tricks to try to pull their attention span back, you know. And it's like, and then when it comes to the conclusion of really what they're trying to say, it's like it is rooted in nothing. It is rooted in nothing, and you like, wow, like, you know, like it's rooted in nothing. It's rooted in being easily angered. You know, a nation full of almost sensitive.
Well, let's go there.
Yeah, let's go there.
Let's go there. Let's check this out there.
Okay.
I'll speak first.
Okay.
My views in no direction reflect intellectual radio at all. But this is how I really feel. It's not such as a blame system, you know. But by you dealing with these kids,
okay,
what do you think contributed to where they are right now? Then I'll give my opinion next. But by you doing,
well, I think, you know, dysfunctional households more than anything.
Okay.
Dysfunctional households.
Okay.
No balance. There's no balance in these households, and I believe that contributes more than anything to the attention span. I think a lot of it got to do with the nutritional, how they eat, they unbalanced.
I totally agree. That's
the rest patterns. You know, you letting them stay up playing games. I think a lot of things contribute. You know, I think that falls on the line with dysfunctional. They're easily angered. One of the things that I notice more than anything of that generation is underneath the millennials and the millennial generation, they're easily angered with no identity. It's like no identity. They do things to try to find their identity, but I don't blame them. I don't blame them. I don't blame the kids. I blame the parents.
There we go.
I blame the parents. I don't blame them.
That's what it is right there. That's the part I was waiting to get to. When I hear all these, the streets got my kids or the streets doing to these kids, you know, I look at home. You know, we parents.
Right.
And we didn't raise our kids a certain way. And you can see it.
Right.
So I don't want to hear none of that. Some people, we had a good mama and a good daddy. They did it all. He just did what he wanted to do. I don't honor that. I don't agree with that because it's something you missed. It's something you missed.
Right.
I'm not saying it's 100% the parents' fault, but I say it's 98.9.
Right.
For real, because they all give a sign. You know, some parents try to be friends, and I never understood this. Be a friend of that child. You know, you had to learn. Sometimes they gotta learn. I don't believe in that. Because that lesson they learn ain't worthwhile. If you can avoid them making that decision, avoid them having that lesson, avoid it. Don't make them walk down it because you walk down it. I don't like that whole logic. And a lot of these parents nowadays, just keep it real, they're younger. You know?
Yeah.
They're younger with these kids. And they feel like these kids, they act as if they feel like these kids robbed them of their fun time. Right. They had to do this with the babies. They had to do this, and they couldn't do the things they wanted to do. So now they had a son 10 and a mama 32, 31. She in the club.
Right.
I mean, you know, and that takes a toll. It takes a toll on the household because the kids go off with how their household is ran. I mean, all they see is what they mimic what they see. Right. Whether it's like consciously or not, that's what they do. If they know something about structure, they will have structure in their life. And I'm a firm believer in that. I'm not talking about a structure where you beat them all the time. I'm not talking that kind of structure. I'm talking about where your kids have a thought process behind things they do. You're supposed to enforce that. There's no thought process out here with these kids because they really don't have no one to make them think like that. And that's just how I feel about that right now.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I agree with mostly everything you said. Actually, I know it's tough, but it's tough to talk to people who are constantly struggling with their own issues. I had a friend of mine a few years ago created this program that I thought it was real unique. He did it in elementary school. He created this cafe, and the cafe was in Chicago Heights, and it's a failing school. The school was on the watch list to be closed down. And what he did was he created this cafe inside the school. So when you drop the kids off, you can go in there, you can do your resume, or whatever, take care of your business while you're at school. So it created a parent's presence in the school. And it's like, so your kids act a little different when you have a presence, even if you're a single parent. And I did that program. I thought that was pretty good because it actually that's the biggest thing that's missing from a lot of these kids' lives. Go to report card day and everything else, and parents don't even show up. They don't.
It's true. Some don't. We're not gonna say all parents now. We're not gonna say all y'all don't do it, but majority. It's not all the time really because you're lazy or things like that. People have work and the times don't go. You got to pay the bills too. And if you're a single parent,
I guess my biggest question is for the generation, like what is the mark we're gonna leave that can't be erased? What is the mark that's gonna be? We got issues facing us. Every generation has some different issues facing us. We're not facing the civil liberties fights. I guess civil rights fights. The way our parents and my grandparents had. We're not fighting that same type of fight. It seems like more of a religious gesturing or where do you get your morals from type fight. Like I don't get my morals from where you get yours from, but mine are right. Or everybody's trying to be influential, whether they recognize it or not, whether they say it out loud or not. Every time we open our mouth, we're trying to influence something. I mean, I'd rather you follow me and do what I say do, and you invest everything in what I say than me coming over and investing in you. So we all trying to jockey for some position on some type of influence, whether we trying to or not. It's the nature of trying to implement your ideas, what we're doing. So I just want to stay connected to the questions like, who are you talking to? I guess you almost want to ask the people you intend to talk to. If we don't establish our warm market, what are we doing? If we don't establish our warm market amongst each other, what are we doing? I don't know, a few years ago, if everybody remember that Florida, the Florida election with Bush and Gore, when he lost Florida, when Gore lost Florida, and they were like, they stole the election, right? Everybody was going around saying they stole the election because he lost Florida. But he lost 2 states that rung a bell for me. He lost Arkansas, which was Bill Clinton's state, and Bill Clinton had been president 8 years, right? And then he lost Tennessee, which was his own state. So if he wins Arkansas and he wins Tennessee, there is no Florida. Establish his warm market.
That's true.
That's important in everything we do. So when the question come to me, who am I talking to? I gotta say I don't know. I don't know who I'm talking to. That's me being real. Because we have to establish our warm market. I gotta believe in what you saying you about, and you gotta believe in what I'm saying I'm about. I made a comment on the first show we ever had. I said I wouldn't buy a car from a black dude. I want to though. I want
about
to.
Your experience about with the white dude. He tried to be slick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You talking about trying to pull that up.
Right, but that's another day.
Yeah, but I'm just saying I want to, I want to, and I don't know, we don't have the blueprint, so to speak, on how to make it if none of us is walking in what you would call the type of influential financial wealth. We don't have, if we don't network together, I don't know who gonna have the blueprint. It seems like we get a little ahead of each other, then we get a little bit of influence going on, and the next thing you know, you trying to throw a class on how to get to that little small level you on. Now you trying to throw a class. Everything somebody do, that's dumb. That's stupid. That play thing, get that passion out of here, get this money. And you weighing yourself thin because we don't do something as simplistic as supporting each other's endeavors. And it makes it harder. It makes it harder for all of us, for any of us to really get to that next level of a rhythm of success where things are taken care of, or we ain't growing gray hairs at age 25.
All right, going back to what you were talking about when you was talking about Who are we talking to? Also, I looked at it like, people that know us know we talk all the time anyway. So this is what we do. I just want to people need to see the maturity in us. Things have changed. Bob's side, the good side. The well-spoken side and TC side gonna keep 100 side. So that's what we trying to bring to y'all out here. And some of these topics we picking and we choose is a meaning behind it. And I think I want y'all to understand and listen to what Bob talking about when he bring up these topics, because he's not just up here talking and running his mouth. It might seem long-winded, but there's a point behind it. And we just want to make sure you get to his points and hear him out, because those excellent topics, especially about the generation. They're making some real good points. That's all I want to say about that.
Yeah, I am long-winded.
It is what it is. There's a mention behind it. Well, it's just something right quick. I'm finna change the direction real quick because something on my mind. And I gotta pour out a little liquor for my Chicago Bulls. It's kind of hurting me, but I gotta pour out a little liquor. And I just wanted to. I watched that game last night against Detroit, and I saw how Jimmy Butler played his heart out.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not gonna help us win. Because you would think they would go together, Rose and Butler. For some reason, they can't. They can't coexist. That's how it looks. Mm-hmm. So real quick, who got to go? Right to the point. Who got to go?
Oh man,
I'm just being honest.
I think Rose. Has to go because, well, you got Jimmy Butler and you got Rose, but neither one of them can shoot jumpers consistently. So you got two players playing the same style of game, and Derrick Rose doesn't seem to involve everybody else the way Jimmy Butler does when Jimmy Butler gets in the rhythm. So we were built initially with Luau Dang and them for Derrick Rose to do his thing, but I feel as though that it'll be Jimmy Butler I would keep over Rose for that reason. That's hard to say, brother.
I hear you, but it's a difference because with Hoiberg offense is designing ball movement. So with Rose, Jimmy holds the ball and he stops the rhythm. As he gets assists when they double make this great decisions with the ball. But if you notice, the McDermott's, and it's hard for them to get their game on because Jimmy actually holds the ball. He dribbles and holds the ball. Whereas Rose come pass, run around, get the ball back, running the offense he's supposed to run. Okay. But after watching this, I do agree, and it's hard to say, but Rose, I would keep Jimmy.
Would you?
Yeah.
Now you confuse me. You just said that the way Jimmy was getting off wasn't.
I mean, the reason why though is a personal reason.
What's the personal reason?
I want Rose to leave Chicago so bad. The way they did him, downed him, and talked about him. I want him to leave, go to Milwaukee, go to the Bucks, Derrick Rose, and come back and show them where their loyalties lie.
Oh my goodness.
That's just my opinion. I want him. That's why I want to go.
So you want him to make a fool out of Jimmy Butler?
No, out of Chicago.
Out of Chicago,
my city, and I love it. But I'm keeping it real with y'all. I never seen such disloyal people in my life.
Because I mean, he did go through like
this man hurt himself carrying a bum team. Everybody forgot that. Mm-hmm. Jimmy Butler was on that bum team carrying y'all, and you gonna treat this man like this? Mm-hmm. He's from Paulina.
Who?
73rd and Paulina, Chicago.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Made MVP because he come back of real injuries. Let's keep it real. Westbrook didn't have the same injury. He had a meniscus problem twice. He didn't have a torn ACL. Right. He's trying to. It's gonna take a little time, and we didn't have the patience. So I want him to leave for that reason. That reason alone, just to so we can see.
So you think it has nothing to? You think their demise has nothing to do with Thibodeau leaving?
No.
Thibodeau.
No, because
Joakim Noah being hurt.
No, because injuries. What it's proved to me is Thibodeau can't win with an injured team, and Hoiberg can't win with an injured team. This team been injured. These boys been injured the last 5 years, and they're trying to blame on get rid of Rose or anything, get rid of that doctor staff, whoever staffing these boys, because we always getting hurt. Dunleavy gone, then we Gibson, Gasol, Noah, Rose, Butler. All our players been hurt.
Yeah.
Same thing Tibbs had. So unless it seems that we can't get them all healthy, so you have to do something to the team, which I don't like. But it just seems like for some reason we can't get them all healthy. we can get him healthy for 81, 82 games.
Mhm.
I think it'll be a different situation.
So you would actually have to trade Rose, though, right? You had to trade.
I hope. I mean, I'm not speaking on the board's behalf. If I was Rose, I would not even accept the trade. I wouldn't even tell them. I'll wait till and pretty soon. I don't talk about that till the season over. I'm a free agent, then I'll be gone. I wouldn't even help them at all.
Who you think win the championship this year in the NBA? We're in the NBA, right? Who coming out of the East?
I hate to admit it, man. LeBron James win the championship this year.
LeBron James.
Yes, he is.
Why you say that?
Yes, he is, man.
LeBron
it's
James
set up, so I'm seeing it unfold. I like Golden State, but Golden State is the best team in the league by far.
Mm-hmm.
But when you watch them, like when they lost to Boston the other night, you know, it's gonna take them super heroic nights to win. And when we get to the final this year, I don't see them losing. I don't care who they play. I don't see them losing. And it's sad. I'm not in. I don't see them losing. I'm watching was developing over there in Cleveland, which good with people not recognized. Why they talk about the tweets in the air and all that. Them boys coming together. They're coming together.
I don't see them winning championships.
I don't see nobody.
I see either San Antonio. I see San Antonio winning championship. That's what I see.
They won't get out the West.
Yeah, you said they won't get out the West. Yeah, I see them win the championship though. I think they balanced. They deep. They real deep.
And the reason why I also think that LeBron gonna win because I don't think Golden State gonna make it.
Who gonna beat them?
I think gonna be Cleveland versus the Clippers.
Cleveland versus the Clippers.
Cleveland versus the Clippers.
Clippers. I don't think the Clippers have the makeup. I don't think they have the toughness, the makeup. I don't think they had a makeup. I think Blake Griffin is not the type of star you can rely on. I think DeAndre Jordan, you know, can't shoot. He came in the game in the fourth quarter.
I feel the same way, but what I do also realize they picked up a fresh Blake Griffin in the playoff run. Mm-hmm. And no matter what you feel about him emotionally on that court, he a problem.
Now I do agree with. I do say that the Clippers, they are match up well with Golden State because I think Blake Griffin. You know, I think the key to Golden State is always Draymond Green. So I think if you have somebody that can stick Draymond Green or run with Draymond Green, I think they could. It neutralizes what they do.
Make him play. Blake Griffin makes him play.
Yeah, makes him. Yeah,
and he's healthy. He's gonna roll down Blake Griffin. Mm-hmm. He's gonna be a healthy Blake Griffin. He's gonna come run. It's gonna be another edge. And I just think it's about that time for them Clippers. But I just wanted to flip it up a little bit.
No, you absolutely, man. We still sports, baby. Yeah, we always gonna be sports. You know, it's just we always gotta talk about some things, do a little piercing here and there, then we get off of it. You know, but. Anyway, what else you got, man?
My last RIP go to Buddy Hield. Oh my goodness, did you see how Villanova destroyed Oklahoma?
And I didn't.
Oh my goodness, man! You know, it was a rough weekend because I had Oklahoma go already, so all my tournament brackets are done.
Yeah, everybody brackets was done in the first few weeks.
I had for a minute, but I had Syracuse upsetting them, and once that didn't happen,
so who gonna win the championship in
North Carolina?
North Carolina.
I think North Carolina.
You think they too big to Villanova?
Too big.
They some big boys. I was like, they look physical.
Villanova tough though.
Yeah, they fight. They feisty. They feisty. I think North Carolina gonna win. Also, I think they gonna win. What else you got, homeboy?
Well, we're gonna keep a little topics going on these sports real quick. Just a change of the flavor real quick. I just watching the NFL. They played a replay on the games for this week, like football already going. The red zone replay. So I just want to ask you right quick, what's your top 5 wide receivers?
Top 5 wide receivers. Number 1, Jerry Rice. Number 2, Randy Moss. But number 3 it'd be T.O. Number 4, I can't think that far right now. Help me out.
I don't know. 4. 3 good. Your top 3 is our top 3, so we'll leave that 3.
Those 3. What else you got? Who else you got?
I have Michael Irvin down there.
Okay,
as one, and you know I always like Steve Largent, so I had him down there.
Oh, Steve Largent.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just come on, man. They had a little list going up there, and I saw that list, and I just wanted to, somebody asked Bob on job jacking.
Yeah, Mike Irvin, that's a good selection. I don't know. I think some other drivers. See, I think he was a product of the system more than he was a great wide receiver, because I think they just had a great team. They had a great offensive line, a great running game, good, a good quarterback. The offensive line was what was great about.
What about Jerry Rice? He had a good mix too. He had a good receiver, running back. He wasn't good as Emmett, but Craig was
Jerry
good.
Rice was doing it over a long period of time. He did it with two quarterbacks.
That's
he
true.
did it with Steve Young. He did it with Joe Montana and Roger Craig. He did it with different running backs, Roger Craig, Ricky Waters. So their system was kind of tight. Their system was kind of tight. So with Jerry Rice, no one ran patterns like Jerry Rice.
Don't talk to people.
Oh, he has to take a break. So we're going to line it up. This is when it gets serious. Huh? Well, we'll start wrapping it up anyway. Well, anyway, thanks for tuning in and jaw jacking this week. And okay, just play a little something for me, Earl. I appreciate it. Well, thanks for tuning in and jaw jacking this week. This was a show that I decided to vent some things off because something was a little bothering me a little bit. We promised to make sure we keep the sincerity of our show at all times. Appreciate you sitting in on with the sports. Hope you like the Jaw Jacking Bob and TC page. We'll accept your critiques, comments, whatever you have to help us develop what we're doing to make it sure it's a format that really works for the people. Okay.